because it looked like Caitlin Clark went to Chicago and took the city over. It looked like she took the city over.
People are showing up just to witness Caitlin Clark. It's like she's the damn Beatles.
Angel, pray up. Me bound Reese, I hope you listening. It looks like that line was for my precious CC. How she pulled up and...
During All-Star Weekend in Indy, Angel Reese attempted to brag about her entire come to your trap, take over your trap phrase in that embarrassing Reebok campaign. Yes, Caitlin Clark didn't just fall into the trap, so congratulations are in order. She walked right in, took control, turned on the lights, and operated the establishment as if she owned it. All the while, Angel Reese was curiously out of the public eye, recovering from yet another well-timed injury. The irony is nearly too great. When it counted most, the so-called hometown star disappeared, but Clark invaded Reese's area and turned it into her own platform. You would believe that the entire scene was written by a screenwriter who was attempting to make fun of Ree because it felt so realistic. While Ree was nowhere to be seen, Clark was in Chicago, igniting a full-fledged fan frenzy outside the United Center, like a rock star arriving in town, allegedly absent due to a back issue that nobody is genuinely believing. In the meantime, Caitlin was out there posing for photos with families, grinning with children, signing more than 200 autographs, and essentially transforming the sidewalk into a fever fan convention. Ree, she was too preoccupied with trying to control the conversation by posting cryptic messages on social media as her moment passed.
She signed literally hundreds of autographs. And if you guys didn't see that game today, there were as many Fever fans as there were Sky fans.
Her purported trap was completely blown away, not by coercion but by skill, elegance, and genuine star power. Go ahead and hit the like button and leave a remark that reads, "I've got the fever." If you're seeing all of this unfold and you're finally realizing the difference between fake hype and true excellence. Because of what transpired next, the distance between Clark and Ree only grew. Come on, let's go.
Now, see, this the real version of walking your trap and take over your trap. Look at this. Look at that.
Oh my God.
All them jerseys. I would hate Caitlin too. And I wasn't even aware. Wasn't this supposed to be Barbie night or something? Come on, Caitlin walked in and took over, and she didn't even play.
If someone had storyboarded the entire day to highlight Ree's insignificance, the contrast between the two could not have been more embarrassing for her. Caitlin Clark, who is obviously injured, is giving her supporters everything they came for and more on one side. Conversely, Angel Reese, who is regarded as the face of Chicago, is essentially a ghost in her own hometown over the season's most anticipated weekend. When a player attempts to capitalize on another person's success without putting in the effort to establish their own foundation, this is what occurs. After a while, the truth reveals who is truly made to last and who is merely dressing up as a celebrity.
There are hundreds of fans that were there to see Caitlin Clark play on the off chance Caitlin Clark would be able to sign something. She was there. She spent like 20 minutes autographing everything.
What happened to Miss Angel Reese? She's all in Indiana during All-Star, and her Reebok campaign, "Come to your trap, take over your trap."
This is when the distinction is truly cemented. Caitlin Clark did not participate in the game. She didn't have to. Her influence is so great that her mere existence is the ultimate source of chaos. Her teammates chose to express themselves on the court in the meantime.
I think this is what means when you walk into your trap and take over. She in your city. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I forgot about that tweet. Walk in your trap, take over your trap. I just realized that. I'm like, oh my God, there's no way they came out.
It may be really hot at the moment. You've been driving really well recently, 24 points per game for 6 games in a ROW, a hostile setting. How are you doing on your second hot start? I consider simply maintaining rhythm and acting aggressively when I do so. They therefore make things simpler for me as long as I'm assertive and true to myself. Specifically, Kelsey Mitchell arrived as like she had a point to make and had no tolerance for bullshit. Mitchell dominated the court from the first few minutes, making three-pointers from every Windy City zip code and capping the evening with a blazing 35-point performance that featured 7 deep baskets.
Kelsey Mitchell, 7 for 10 from the three-point line off the start, 8 points quick. You knew, oh, Kelsey Mitchell's hot today. Oh, Kelsey Mitchell's hot today. This might be her game. Let's keep the hot hand in. Let's keep the hot hand going. Let's set her some big-bodied screens, get her open. Kelsey Mitchell, she did it all. 7 for 10 from the three-point line. She got to the rack. She got to the free throw line, carving up the defense, looking like a little snake, how she just slithers in and out of that defense. Kelsey Mitchell, salute to you.
It was more than just excellent basketball. A public service announcement was what this was. Mitchell demonstrated that the Indiana Fever are more than simply Clark and buddies by converting hostile territory into her own gym. They truly are a team. The fact that they accomplished everything without Caitlin spearheading the attack just added to the satisfaction. This victory demonstrated an important point. Indiana possesses multiple weapons. Mitchell took up the torch and led the entire team with Clark on the sidelines, acting like a player who understands the stakes. She didn't flinch. She made no hesitation. She gave a stunning performance in which she made it quite evident that she didn't sleep on us because Clark's in street clothing.
She lit them up. I mean, she was on fire. On fire. She couldn't miss. I mean, everything was in the flow of the offense. Effortless, man. We got to give love to Kelsey Mitchell. 12 of 19 from the floor. 7 of 10 from 3. 35 points. Straight stirring the pot. Stirring the pot. She was cooking their ass today. Kelsey Mitchell was on one. She was on one. She was a plus 25 for the game. The Chicago Sky are a flat-out joke. This team is terrible.
Aaliyah Boston did not simply appear. She was in charge. Her 11 rebounds and 14 points weren't particularly impressive. They took decisive action. She was in charge of the paint from the first whistle, transforming the interior of Chicago into a catastrophe site. Her basketball IQ, physicality, and footwork were too much for their bigs to handle. Every possession she took part in appeared to be a lesson in how to make top players appear unimpressive.
Cardoso running the floor. Gets denied by Boston, returning the favor. Boston finds the cutter. It's Timpson who lays it in. That ends the 11-0 run. Here's Mitchell. Slips it in, wide open Boston. Tracks it back down. Off to Boston. Backdoor, Mitchell the cut, and the finish. Tough bucket from Kelsey Mitchell. Get Kelsey Mitchell.
Aari McDonald came off the bench once more, scoring 10 crucial points and playing as if she was destined for these big games as Boston destroyed Chicago's front court. Recall that McDonald wasn't even included in the initial plan for this season, but she is now contributing to Indiana's success. However, the absolute domination was what truly made this victory stand out, not simply the box score. Indiana didn't win because they were lucky. They controlled the flow, set the pace, and smashed any momentum the Sky attempted to muster. Indiana shut the door in Chicago's face each time they attempted a comeback. They sent a message in addition to winning. An expertly planned, merciless, and professional performance from beginning to end.
Here's Mitchell, who has 15 in the quarter and a season-high 6 made threes. Hull will fire and hit at the horn. Big finish to the third from Indiana.
Chicago was flattened by the final score of 93-78. It felt more like a 30-point thrashing if we are being completely honest. In every significant metric, the Fever were in control, you name it. Energy, defense, assists, rebounding, and shooting efficiency. The worst part is still to come. Without their franchise player on the court, they accomplished everything. That's what serious candidates do. They don't offer justifications. They adjust, take charge, and defeat weaker opponents regardless of who is absent. In relation to inferiority, let's discuss Chicago. This was meant to be their game of recovery. They were in their house. They had every incentive to up the ante because their season was about to end. They wilted instead. They appeared completely taken aback by Indiana's aggressiveness and execution. While the Sky shook at a pitiful 31%, the Fever soared at about 50% from deep. There is more to that difference than just number sets cultural. It's getting ready. It's a mindset.
Let's go. Let's go. Yep. Get that. Be able to sit. The really good thing about having quality depth is when you don't have it, somebody else does. And KK? Yeah! Way to step up. Chloe, great job coming in. Yeah. Good job. Lex, way to come in and make an impact. Kels, just
Another noteworthy storyline that merits praise was Indiana's bench. Lexi Hull and Michaela Timpson provided vital minutes that kept the engine running. These are more than just warm bodies to cover voids. These players are crucial during this postseason run because they maintain a high standard while allowing starters some leeway. Stars cannot be driven into the ground. What makes the Fever hazardous is their capacity to spin and sustain intensity. They demonstrated excellent defensive disruption with their 17 forced turnovers. The Sky were always uneasy, always rushing, and always falling behind.
End. Then here, just getting your arms in the passing lane, the deflection, finishing a tough look.
For Chicago, this goes beyond a single poor game. This was their 5th consecutive defeat. Everything is falling apart. Injuries, coaching instability, and rotations. A roster that was once expected to be of playoff level is now barely hanging on. Not only are they losing games, but they are also losing faith. They have strange body language. They are poorly executed, and their coach appears to be seeing an unstoppable slow-motion implosion. The decision must be made by the front desk. Act as though a miracle is about to happen, or blow it up. They'll be fortunate to finish ahead of teams who aren't even attempting to make a deep run at this rate. In the meantime, it appears like Indiana has figured out the solution. Stability, organization, and plan. Chicago is mending holes on a sinking ship while the Fever are creating something tangible. This was more than just an Indiana victory. It was a power move, a clinic, and an example of a culture at the champion level. For Chicago, it serves as a mirror reflecting all of its flaws, cracks, and justifications. They were exposed in addition to losing.
500 points, becoming fastest Fever player ever to do so in a season. 930-point game, second most in Fever history. And season high. KK career high in points. AB 11 double-double this season.
It becomes even more ugly when you look at the statistics in further detail. Chicago lost by a score of 42-35. It's about work, not about size. The state of Indiana did not dominate them. Their desire was greater. They won the hustle plays, boxed out, and attacked the glass. The Fever also moved the ball with accuracy and purpose, dishing out 24 assists on 34 made shots. Chicago, only 16 assists. Translation: forced shots and a lethargic offense. Additionally, let's not overlook the turnover disparity. Chicago was careless, hurried, and unable to make a decision. Indiana was sharp, composed, and disciplined. Those figures are truthful. They contrast a team that is winging it and waiting for luck with one that is well prepared, committed, and succeeding.